Let me just say real quickly that I appreciate your example of the fuel economy standards, because you've got those two agencies trying to marry each other, one whose statute allows for feasibility and practicability analysis, the other one kind of ignores cost considerations. And both, we don't have an endangerment finding yet, which is kind of interesting. But my question really is on the retrospective analysis. I don't know if I fully understand it. Are you saying you look back at what was done to see if it proved out to be correct, or based on, at some point in the future, do you use the new data that's available to look back and see if the rule still makes sense?
I think you would do them both, right? So you look to see if the rule was a good idea at the origin, and then you would say, based on new information, especially the retrospective analysis, that would be your best kind of piece of information about whether the rule continues to make sense going forward.
And my other question would be, who's supposed to do this, and where do they get the resources to do it, given that it seems like the folks can't even keep up with the new rules that are coming out?
And that's partly why it doesn't get done much. Another reason why I think it doesn't get done much is there really is no constituency for it, because companies that are already complying with the existing standard, the last thing they want is to have it removed so that their competitors will have an advantage. I do want to tell one, and are we out of time?
Yeah, we're close.
One interesting retrospective analysis. Department of Transportation, I think, does the best job of it. And in part, it's easier for them because they're talking, you can measure the benefits because they're talking about accidents, and you can see the number of accidents, the number of people that are injured or die. A very interesting one was on the high-mounted rear stop lamp. So when you put on your brakes, it used to be you just had the two brake lights, and people would collide with the car in front of them. So DOT did a very careful, thorough benefit cost analysis and determined that if we had a higher mounted one, we could see the car stopping further ahead, and we'd be able to put on our brakes, and we would have fewer of those rear-end collisions. Well, they looked back at that 5 or 10 years later once it was fully implemented, and they found that indeed, yes, there were fewer accidents, but not nearly the benefits that they had predicted, not nearly a same reduction in accidents as they predicted. And the reason is behavior. That now that you can see that once someone puts their brake light ahead of you, you can actually drive closer because you can see it and you're closer. And so we're having
the Peltzman effect.
It is the Peltzman effect. And that's a use of behavioral economics. Incentives matter that we really do need to incorporate into benefit cost analysis.
I hope you'll join me in thanking our panelists.